And there we go. The recording and transcripts is in place. Good morning, my group C's and ABs, whoever can join. And yes, this is for everybody to see. I'm just checking my phone quickly. My friend of mine is graduating and she's showing me some pictures and things. Okay. Yeah. So I want to go through your group assignment and the last part of the group assignment, which is this minimize. Okay, minimize. Let's minimize that too. Which is, this is the instructions I copied and pasted to another sheet. Now, students, you need to create a file management structure. Now, I received 2 emails yesterday and the night before. Right, students? So your answer files will be what? What will be your answer files? The actual question paper that you're typing your answers on for question 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the theory part where you're going to type your answers on those dotted lines. And the other file is your Excel. Now, I'm receiving data files of Excel. You need to do the Excel, people, and you need to move that Excel answer sheet in the answer files folder. So basically, on my desktop, minimize, here is my data files. Right? This is your data files. Now we're going to move these files into the appropriate folder when we create the subfolders. So the main folder is what? The assignment 01 semester 1 2026. So I'm going to minimize the screen on my desktop. Right click. New folder. And we're going to call this assignment 01 semester 1 2026. Inside this folder, like we did in term 1, we are going to create 3, I double click and I open it. Pardon, we are going to create 3 subfolders. New, 1, click away. Another one, click away. And another one. And I click away. And what does the instruction say? We need to create 3 subfolders and we are going to rename them, admit. We are going to create 3 subfolders. Where's my colors? Over there. And we are going to rename them now as answer files, PowerPoint files, and other files. Back to my desktop. Minimize, and here we are. This is my assignment answer files. Spelling. Whoa. Please keep your mic on mute. I will take your questions. Oh yeah, what did I do now? As this admitting thing is making confusion here for me. There we go. Assignment answer files. Then the second folder is what? All PowerPoint. Admit the people, please, as we go along. The students in, someone, I'll say all PowerPoint files and all other files. Capital F, capital O. Right. So we got that part right now. Everybody good? Okay. Now I'm going to minimize my screen. I'm going to open up my data files, which we got on your, obviously your data files. And I am going to copy or cut, select them all, and I'm going to copy them over into the file management structure I created right now, which is this one over here. And I right click and I paste it, left click. Right. Now we're doing the moving part. Let's read the question. Move the assignment answer files to the assignment subfolder and move all the PowerPoints to the PowerPoint and move the rest of the other files into the other files folder. Right. But now, oh, I've got so many files open here. Here we are. Let's close. Not that one. Yes, that one. That one. That one. We're only keeping these two open over here. Right. This is the file structure I'm working in. Let me just see what this one is. Oh, this is the data files from that we downloaded from Blackboard from the assignment. So we don't need this anymore. I'm going to exit. This is the main file that I've created now on my desktop, 2026. And now I'm going to move all the PowerPoints. Look at their names. Set your icons on, right click, so that we can view it on details. You see that dot? It's already on details. So PowerPoint and PowerPoint, I move into PowerPoint. This file, students, is what? This is, let's open up the file. Let's see what it is. Double click. This is your starter file. There's that 5,000 Rand story that I told you about. This must be answered. You do not put this as a, what you call it, as an answer file. This is your blank data file. So I'm going to exit this and I am going to delete this file. I'm taking it away because over here, I copied and pasted. This is my solution. This is how your assignments Excel answer sheet must look like. Make sense? In other words, question 5 or section 5 or part 5 of the assignment is this in front of you. Now, students that I picked up, 2 students last night or 2 groups last night, submitted the data files. In other words, if they're not going to make this right and upload the correct file, they are going to lose 35 marks because this section is 35 marks of your 100 marks of your exam. Does it make sense? So this is your solution. I'm showing you a solution. Look at the formulas. Look at the formulas. Can you see? This is the formulas. Over there. Here we go. There we go. This is also part of preparing you for your June exam, like your mock test. So this is your solution. This is your answer file. People uploaded. I'm going to exit, save, and exit. People uploaded the one that I deleted a few minutes ago. People uploaded the data file into there. Wrong. So what? There's another one. And I forgot. Let's minimize quickly. The assignment answer sheet. In other words, the assignment that you read the questions on there, you type your members' names in. You need to answer on here. Answer the questions. Type on here. And then you're going to save this document as whatever they ask you to save it and rename it as. So in other words, what is my 2 test or answer files? It is, let's go back in here. Where are we now? There. It is that, which is the Excel solution, question 5, and my question 1 to 4 is this. So those are my 2 answer files that I move into my assignment answer file folder. And the rest of the other files, we move, click, click, I control finger on my control key, and I select, and I in my other files over there. Make sense? Just hold on, students, won't be long. So this is how your file management structure must look like. So if I double click in here, these are all my other files. If I double click in here, these are all my PowerPoint files. And if I double click in here, These are my test files, my question paper that I answered on the theory, questions 1 to 4. And question 5 is what? The Excel answer sheet. Now, people here uploaded a data file. In other words, if they're not going to make this right and resend an email and upload properly to Blackboard, they are going to lose 35 marks. And if you don't believe me, these are the 2 students last night that I downloaded their data files. I'm not going to mention their names, and I'm just going to show you. This is what I received. Look what I got. A data file. Here's no answers here. Enable editing. Here's no answers here. Meaning what? 0 out of 35. That's the one assignment. And let's go back. Here's the other assignment I also received from another set of students, another group answer files. And they didn't even upload the data file. I mean, the Excel answer sheet. So people, you need to answer the Excel part and move the Excel section, which is this data file over here. They moved it into that file. Needs to be answered. You need to answer the questions on here. Right. I'm just giving you an example. And go back. And let me exit out of here. And what do we do now? We did that part over there. Now you zip compress and then you upload to Blackboard. Minimize. Exit on my desktop. I moved all my files in the appropriate places. My 3 subfolders are created. I rename the folders. I move my answer files. I move all the PowerPoint and everything. You double check on your work. All right. This is the question paper. Yes. Minimize again. And now I right click, compress, zip. And somewhere over here, it will be compressed. And there it is. This is the file you upload to Blackboard. And this is the same file. When you send me an email, dear sir, please find my assignment, blah, 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 blah. Message box. You CC your members in. Only the group leader sends it to me. And when you attach the file, like I did in the previous exercise that I showed you, you attach as copy and you upload. Oops, sorry. You also upload the zip file as an attachment. So you're going to upload your assignment answer file, the data files with the 2 test files on Blackboard, and you're going to email it to me as an attachment, attach as copy. So that is how your assignment works. That is the last part of your assignment. So you answer the questions from 1 to 4 on your question paper. Question 5, you open up that data file of Excel. You do the exercise or the questions. You rename the file or whatever as a solution file. And you also move those 2 files into your answer files folder, which is that 2 over there. Make sense? So that's why you got this whole weekend and the whole of next week till, what's it? 4/6 till Friday the 8th midnight. So I will be in class on Monday, Tuesday, where we're going to go through this again, and we're going to focus on mock test 1, which I'm going to do right now with you quickly as well, especially sheet 3, because that is absolute and relative referencing, which we're going to start right now with. And I'm going to exit. So this is the assignment section. Let's see if there's any questions, if there's anybody that want to ask me something. Nothing in the chat box over here. Okay. Everybody is fine. So far, so good. Is there anything on the assignment that you want to ask me quickly? So I hope that is clear, students. So you create that structure and you rename it. You create 3 subfolders inside and you rename the 3 subfolders. You take the data files from what you download from Blackboard and you move them into other and into PowerPoint. And the last file is the Excel answer sheet that you did for 35 marks. And your question paper, the actual assignment where you answered your theory answers on there with column A, column B, also with the theory questions, and you're matching the correct answer with the correct column. You also do it in there, and that also gets uploaded and moved to, you move that also into your answer file folder. Then you check everything, everything. You close your file, and then you zip compress it, and then you upload to Blackboard. Only the team leader or group leader can do that. And also the group leader emails me of group A, B, and C. I'm your lecturer. Dear sir, please find my group assignment, kind regards, and your group members' names, and their and their student numbers, and you attach as copy the zip folder. So don't forget that Excel part, people. Okay. Right. Here we go. Mock test 1. And minimize. And there it is over there. We will focus on this on Monday, Tuesday. And then over the weekend and the study leave week, the tutors will focus on that one over there for you. So let's go to the mock test 1. And right, so let me close this paper because I don't need it anymore, and as I don't save. And here is the mock test questions, and here is the data files, and that is the solution, which I will give to you also in your study leave week. Double click. So there are things that we already did so many times in class, exercises. But the nice part that I want to show you, like I did with Group B in class yesterday, when you download, let's go to Blackboard quickly. Let's exit. And I'm just going to park it over there. When you go into Blackboard, where's Blackboard, Blackboard, Blackboard? There we go. There we go. And I'm going to sign in quickly. I'm going to show you something. Like I did with Group B yesterday, and I think last week with Group A, if I'm not mistaken. We go into here. Where do I find my mock test? In the TUT tab. All the way, the business tutorial tab. That's your assignment. That's due next week, the 4th. And here, in here, we find the mock test. And I open. And you see, that is your mock test 1 2026. When I click on it, automatically it will download over there. Right. That's step 1. Step 2, I click on that arrow. Okay, fine, it's gone. I minimize my screen. Right? I go into my computer. I go into downloads. There's my June mock test. Now watch. When I zip extract, I right click. I extract all. But where do I want to extract it to? You can extract it straight to your desktop. So I browse and I go find my desktop. And I say, select a folder. Don't need to. Right? Let's see. I am going to select, in this case, I'm going to select a folder called, not that one, AIS1BC. And I'm going to say, select that folder. And I'm going to extract my test file in that folder. Right. You don't see it here on your desktop. I created already something, minimize AIS1BC, that folder over there. There it is. I cut it. Exit, and I paste it on my desktop. But can you see, I've already got it on my desktop. So I'm just showing you the process. It will extract directly. I'm going to say exit. It will extract directly to the desktop, which is that folder over there. Now I double click, and I did open up the question paper already. So in other words, this part here, move and copy the 2 files from download default to your desktop. You can do it that way, or like we normally do in class, or the one that I just showed you now, when we extract it directly to the desktop without moving and copying and pasting from downloads to desktop. We extract it first time onto the desktop. So I'm just going to highlight that in yellow, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Right. And now I'm going to open up my starter file. But I want to do something. Okay, let's go through the whole thing quickly. because I got something on at 11 o'clock. So we got half an hour quickly. Let's see. Close that, and here we are. Start the files and open up that file. Okay, that is sheet 3. So in sheet 1, and I'm going to test you on this on Monday in class. You're going to do this, and I'm going to walk around and watch you. And we're going to try and do this within the Pacific hours. Let's see. Sheet 1. And I'm going to finish this quickly in 30 minutes. Let's see if I can do it. Merge and center the main heading across A1 to F1. Easy peasy, we did it in class. Merge and center from A1 to F1. Merge and center. Admit. Next question. Okay, let's make it yellow. Change the font size of the main heading to 17. Apply a light blue color. Change the size as currently in 14. We type in. There's no 17 over here. So we're going to type in 17, enter. And also make it the same light blue color like these colors over here. On the main heading with a light blue fill background color. Right, that's one there. Change the font color of the main heading to yellow. So in other words, the higher it power tools is written in black. We're going to change it into a font color yellow. People, these are 1, 2, 3 marks, 1, 2 marks, 1, 2 marks. All right. So watch out. This makes your 100 marks, people. Right. Here we go. Next question. We did that one. Apply a tick box border around the main heading. Okay, fine. Format the subheadings, product, bold, italics. Okay, fine. So a tick box borders and shading. Let's click away. There's no border around the main heading. So we're going to click on there and we're going to say heading, tick box border. Right. Now they want me to what? Something with the subheadings. Apply a tick box border in cell A3. Format the subheading product to bold italics. Only him. Bold italics. Now they probably want me to use the format painter feature, which is that paintbrush over there, and apply it to all the other subheadings. Let's see. In cell A3, format the subheading, so that we just did that. Now, apply the format painter feature so that applies to the rest of the other subheadings like I just said now. So, I click on there. No, and I click on there. So, hold it, that's a mistake. Bold, italics. Now I click on Format Painter to apply it to branch. Format Painter, I can click and drag it. Keep my finger on the left click and drag it to all the other 4 subheadings. And when I release my finger, they will all look like product, branch, etc. They're all bold italics. They're all bold italics. So far, so good. That's another 2 marks, people. Watch out, exams. Determine the total products of the selling price, or product selling price in B20. Cell B20, B. Whoa. Oh, there. The sum of the selling price. Oh. In other words, they want me to add these values up and put the answer in there. So, is equal to, someone's mic is on, is equal to sum. Because sum refers to adding, addition. I click on him or double click on him and I click and drag the range. In other words, I want Excel from D4 to D17 to add these values up for me. And when we open a bracket over here, the formula, we close a bracket at the end over there and enter. So if I add all these values up, it gives me 2,564 Rand. All right. Then they want me the highest and the lowest product price sold. Let me highlight all of that and all of that because what comes to mind? Highest, maximum, lowest, minimum of the selling price. So we're focusing on this column here. What is the highest value that you see here? I think I see a 399. So what do I do now? Is equal to max. Double click. The maximum value of this range, enter. Same with close brackets and enter. 399. What is the lowest value of the same range? I see a 49. Is equal to min for minimum. Double click with my mouse, select the range, close my brackets, enter 49 Rand. Count the number of athlone branches only using the branch column over here. 1, 2, I see 2 athlones. But we need to use a count if formula. Let's read the question. Count the number of athlone branches. Here we go, count if. And that also a count if of the number of values that is more than 200 Rand using the number of products sold of more than 2. Again, we're going to use the selling price column over there. So, step 1, we're going to determine and count the number of athlones. I'm going to go formula way. Recently used, count if, what's my range? That's my range. What do we want to count in that range? The criteria. Only the athlone branches. But there's a note there. So what's missing from the party? Inverted commas and inverted commas. We count 2 athlones. 1, 2, and okay. Now they want me to count the number of selling prices, which is more than 200 Rand. So it's again this column over here. Let's see. Count only the number of products sold for more than 200 Rand. Quite. Same thing is equal to, okay. Where's it now? Count if. Select, move my little graph that side over there. Select my range. And we want to determine, open inverted commas, values that was sold for only 200 Rand and more. Not more than and is equal to only more than 200 Rand. And here we have an answer. 4 products. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's see again. More than 200. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And okay. So 4 products are more than 200 Rand sold in this column D, from D4 to D17. Now they also want me to use a count blank to count the blank, blank, blank. Let's use a color. That's a blank. Not yellow, man. Blank and blank. I see 2 blank columns. Let's read the question. To count the number of branches with blank cells from B4 to B17, which is this correct column, column B. So I see 2 blank columns, but we need to use a formula called the count blank formula. Formulas recently used, blank. And this is an easy peasy one. We just select the range. Excel will work out automatically how many blank columns there are. In this case, 2 and okay. I'll just use the yellow to show you that there are 2 blank columns. And let's take it away. No fill and no fill. And save as we go along, students. Let me have a sip of my water. So what I see here already is something. Pro branch, product branch. Joining the word with that one over there. And when I see that, they probably want me to determine a 15% using that over there for this column over there. Then when they finish, they want me to add that plus the VAT, including the selling price, to give me a grand total price of all the products in this column over here. That's what I see, and let's see what they say. And there's it is, 13. Use a function to combine the product with branch. And what with space in between and autofill the values down. Question 13. So they want me to join quadrilles with athlone. What comes to mind? Not concat, concatenate. Let's click away. Click in where I wanted to apply the formula in the first row, which is formulas, recently used, concatenate. I want to join the product with a normal space, inverted comma, space, inverted comma, with the branch in my third text, or text 3, which is athlone. And that is how my wording will look. And okay. And obviously, they want me to autofill this down. And they want me to auto fit this column to make it a little bit wider so we can see all the names inside. Double click. Click, click. All right. What else? So we did 13. Conditional formatting. To highlight the columns in D4 to C17. That's a mistake. D4 to D17. That's a typing error. In other words, they want me to use the conditional formatting focusing on this column D to D, not D to C. That's a typing error over there. Probably a typo error. To highlight the values less than 100 Rand and use the red fill only. So let me just say that and highlight that one in red, because that was a little typo error. So in 14, they want me to use conditional formatting with the values less than 100 Rand. Let's see. So I select the column. Let's do it again. Select the column. Home tab. Conditional formatting. Highlight the cells which is less than 100. Not 1,000, 100. And using the red color only. Light red only. Not red fill with red. Read the question properly. Only red fill and okay. And I click away. So you will see that three values are less than 100 Rand. And we use the red color only. There, that part, sorry. I click away. Red, light red only. Now they want to determine the VAT. So what comes to mind? The F4 key, dollar signs. We're working with percentages. They want me to use that 50% and multiply it with 100 to determine the VAT only part. So is equal to 199, which we click on it with our mouse, star for multiplication on the 15%, use the F4 key, dollar sign, and enter. So 15% of 199 Rand is 29 Rand. And we autofill it down. What do I see here? Too many values. So what can we do? They're going to probably tell us if they don't. Round off these values to 2 decimal places. But let's continue. Autofill the values down, which we did. Use a formula to add the selling price plus that, blah, 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 blah. Change the values to currency with 2, what did I tell you? With 2 decimal places. So they first want me to say that plus that and get a grand total selling price, which is easy, is equal to. I click with a plus sign on my keyboard and I click and enter. And I autofill it down to apply it to the rest of all the other values over here. Now they want me to take this whole thing over here, shade it in, and apply currency with 2 Rand decimal places only. See, they're all 2 decimals. They're all 2 decimals. So far, so good. I think that was question 14 and 15, or 16 and 17 done. From D4 to F17, that we did. Auto-fit the columns, change the column width to 17 of column F. Okay, let's auto-fit all the columns. Double click, double click, 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 double click, double click, double click. But I see something here. Why is that blue? They probably want me to add all this total value to get a grand total, but yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. If it's not there, Okay, so auto-fit the column, change column F only to 17. Only column F. Right-click on that arrow. I'll do it again. On that arrow over there, that black arrow, I right-click and I say column width. And they want me to change it to 17. And I say, okay. But now they want me to take this, the subheading over here, and they want me to apply a wrap text to it. So that it looks like it's over 2 cells, but it's still in 1 cell block. It's still in the 1 cell. And when I click on it, that should happen. So that is wrap texting, a subheading. It looks like it's over 2 cells, but it's still in 1. Can you see there? 1 cell block. And we save it. Wrap text, we just did that now. I'm just trying to see something. Freeze the panes. Yeah, looks like here is a question missing from the party. Unless I skip the question. F4. Autofill. Change the values to currency. I think I missed a question. They want me probably in here to add the grand total values up of all these values and put the answer in there, which is an easy peasy auto sum. That question looked like was missing from the party, but there's nothing to worry about. But this is something that we did in all our exercises, and you should see that thing will be highlighted blue for a reason. They probably wanted me to add up all these values to get a grand total. But let's see. Sort the data from A3 on the branch column. Very important, students. Sort, custom sort on a column. In this case, they want me to use the branch column in A to Z order. So let's first see what they want me to highlight from A3 to F17. A3 to F17. That's my range. That's my area. Sort and filter, that button on top over there. I click on it. Custom sort. And they want me to sort the values on the branch column. In other words, all the athlons together, all the B's together, all the C, D, E's together. On branch, on the branch column, in A to Z order, in cell values, and okay, there we go. So can you see here all the athlons, all the vowels, all the bracket vowels, G, E, F, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, and the blank ones at the bottom. That is another 2-3 marks, people. Watch out for that. All right. Next. Sort we did. Highlight blue today's, F19. F19. We're not supposed to add up. That color was there for a reason. They want me to insert the today's date function in there, so I deleted that values. I thought that was maybe a sum to add up them all, which can be a question in the exam. Watch out. But in this case, they want me to use the today's date, this easy peasy straightforward one, by adding 10 days to it as well. So what do? Formulas, recently used. We don't see it here. We go find it, and I'm going to type in today. And I say, go, let's go find it. There's the today function, and I say, okay. But before I click on okay, I need to click on there and add plus 10 days. Or you can click in here. Let's backspace. Or I can click in there. I made a mistake. Cancel. Recently used today. But you must use the formula bar, and inside there, we're going to add just 10 days to it. So if today is the 30th, 30th plus 10 will probably be the 8th or 9th or 10th of May, roundabout there. Let's see what we get. We get a value. Now what? No stress, people. This is in value form. We go to Home tab and we need to change it into a date, short date form. And I was right. The 8th, the 9th or 10th of May, which will be in 10 days' time. So watch out for that. If you use the today's date function and you see values here, that means this cell is set in general or number or whatever, and we need to change it back into a date. Just let me wait for this thing to disappear into date format. There's my today's date plus 10 days, changing the format of the cell using that features over there. So watch out for that, students. And save. Insert the logo. Oh, that's the picture. We don't need to stress about that. That will be in semester 2. Don't worry. Freeze panes we know how to do, and rename the sheet 1 to what's it? What's the sheet? What's the row? The first row only. And then rename the sheet to Power Tools. Okay, where are we now? Freeze the first row only, so I'll place my cursor in row 2 because I want this row to appear, the first row. View, freeze panes, freeze it, and there's my line. So when I move my mouse, that's what happened. And right click, rename the sheet to Power Tools. And save it. Let's see what sheet 2 tells me. Apply the substitute. Okay, substitute. By changing the words equipment, tools to equipment, and autofill the values down. Let's see. We're going to use that. But when we see the word tools, we're going to change it to equipment. So, formulas, recently used, substitute. What is the text? That one. What's the word in the text that we want to change? The current word, the old word is tools. The new word that we want to change tools to is equipment. And I click on the fourth one, and that, let's see, what did I do wrong? If the words are written in capital letters, then we must also write it in capital letters. And the word equipment, there's the word equipment, but I assume that the word equipment must also be written in capital letters so that it looks like that. So every time when you see the word tools, 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 will become equipment, 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 and we autofill it down. And we autofit the column. I say. Isn't that it? So watch out for capital letters, watch out for small letters, those type of things. All right. Next. Use a formula to determine the total sales value in D9 highlighted in light blue. Okay. There's an easy peasy one. We scroll down and auto sum, and that is it. 2 marks, easy peasy. We added up those values. Now they probably want me to determine the percentage that divided by that. F4 key and get a percentage answer, but we first need to see in what format this row is in. It's in general, so we need to change this column to percentage. Now is equal to the 20,000 divided by the grand total of 141. F4 key to lock the value absolute and enter. Now that makes sense. And autofill down. And if I add this up, it should give me percentage always out of a 100. Voila. That is just for you to check that my percentages are correct. And I delete that. That's just for you to verify. Let's see. Determine the total sales value, and then you use the percentage, change the value of the column to percent using the absolute key. This is easy, 3, 4 marks. So we did all of that so far. Then apply a tab color of your choice to sheet 2. Okay, so any color, sheet 2, right click, tab color, any color. I'm going to say orange. That's another 2 marks. What else do they want me to do? Double underline the subheadings in row 2 and apply a landscape orientation to the sheet. No problem. So double underline the subheadings. These headings got no underlines. So what we go into there, and we click on that arrow next to it, down arrow, and we double underline. Can you see there'll be 2 lines under each of those wording over there? And they want me to change the orientation of this whole page layout, orientation. It's currently in portrait and they want me to change it to landscape, which is like a rectangle page. What is this? There we go. Can you see the page? It's in a landscape view. And it was before in a portrait view. But they want me to go back and change it to a landscape view and save it. Now they obviously want us to insert headers and footers. Don't forget. In the top left corner, in the page layout view. Layout view. Now we can put headers and footers at the top. Headers at the top and footers at the bottom. Let's see. Top left, name, surname. Top right, student number. Now students top left. They didn't say center, they didn't say right. If you're going to write your name here, it's going to be wrong. Because they didn't say top right, they said top left. Eddie. Pretorius. Whoa, caps lock button is on. And then in the top right, what they want me to do? Type in my student number, in my case, my staff number, in your case, your student number, which is like 240, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I click away. Not in the center. They didn't say put the student number left. They didn't say put your name in the center. Read the question properly, because if you're not going to put it in correct, it's going to be wrong, students. So watch out for those things. If they say top left, they mean top left. If they say center, they mean center top, header. Now let's move down to the footers. Bottom left, current date, and bottom right, your class group. Bottom left, check what happens now. We don't type in the date. They are referring to headers and footers, the current time, the current date. I click on it. You see what happens there, but when I click away, today is the 30th. And when I click on there, I use that feature over there. What do they want me to put in here on the bottom right? Let's read. In other words, we are full-time BCA1 students, either in group A, B, or C. That's my 3 groups. And I click away. Now we're in page layout view. We save and we switch back to normal view, back to normal. And I scroll up with my mouse. So you see, you won't see the headers and footers here on this sheet, but I will see it in your page layout sheet. There's my headers and there's my footers. Back to normal view. Admit. Now we go to the last section, which I think I did do in class with you, the difference between relative and absolute. Here they're going to give you instructions in the exam. Make sure that your values are rand currency, 2 decimal places. Make sure that they are all right aligned. I'm going to do this now quickly. We did do this, and I'm going to do it with you again in Monday in class. Make sure that all the values are in home currency, 2 decimal places, and all the values are right aligned. That's center aligned, that's left aligned. Make sure they're all facing like this one here on the right hand side. Your values over there, your values over there, and your values over there. So what do they want me to do here quickly? To determine the cost price by multiplying that with that. In other words, all these questions over here, I'm going to do with you now over here, is equal to 9.75 times 38, enter. Why? The formula is in relative. So what did I do wrong? I mustn't click on that value, but I picked up something in the computer labs. If you click on this value in the computer lab, you will get an answer. But certain Excel features has certain different settings. So you need to try either that way like I did right now, or this way. Is equal to 38 star 9,75, which is that value over there, and enter. Can you see? So on my laptop, relative is working, but some of the computer labs that are picked up, if you click on that value and you say F4, it will work. Now let me just do it again the other way. I didn't click on F4, is equal to 38 star 975, F4 key, enter. Can you see? It didn't work. But in the computer labs, that version over here might work. But like I said, certain Excel values has certain different settings. In my case, my laptop settings is not allowing me to do absolute. In this case, it's allowing me to type in the 9,75 and enter, and autofill down. So watch out the difference between relative, which is like this, or absolute when we used to have to use the F4 key. Does that make sense? I picked it up yesterday with group B. And what's it? Group A on Tuesday. Now they want me to determine the selling price. And we need to add the selling. Okay, so in other words, here we go. They want me to multiply the 370 times the 8.5% or 85% and add that answer to the 370 again. Now check this out. Is equal to that plus, open brackets, bomb, that's mathematics, that again times. Let's see what happens if I click on it. And F4 key and close my brackets, enter. There again, value. In other words, in this case, my computer wants me in that formula to take that F4 absolute away and type in 0,85. Like that percent over there. But that percent is like in decimals. These are like in decimal formats. And when I click on enter, voila, there's a value. So watch out the difference of the two. Some labs will allow the F4 key. Some labs will allow this way like I'm doing it right now. And autofill down. And the same with the discount price. But they want me to do now something similar to this. But instead of adding, they want me to minus. You the discount price by multiplying selling price. Then subtracting the answer from the selling price. So, is equal to, turn your mic down, I can hear a buzz. I won't be long, and then we can call it a day. That minus, open brackets, that again, times the 0.12, 0,12. I don't click on it, I type it in manually with my keys, because this settings on my laptop allows relative to take place. But like I said, in the labs, it might allow the F4 key, where you click on that value. So watch the difference between the two. And I close my brackets and enter. And autofill down. And now they want me to add up all these values, probably from there to there, over there, and put the answer in there. And an easy peasy auto sum. Let's read. Use a formula in there to add up all the values which we did. All of that, what I did now, earlier on with that, was that area over there. And the last part, they want me to determine in this cell over here, determine the gross profit, like sales less cost of sales. The selling price less the cost of sales price will give me a gross profit. Easy. I'll place my cursor in there, is equal to that minus that and enter. Students, this is 65 to 7. Your mic is on. This is about 65, 70% of your main. Just hold on. All right. This is about 65 to 70% of your real exam that I was trying to tell you. Then obviously the last part, which I did in class already, and I'm going to do that on Monday, is the import. We're going to take in our data files this sheet over here, or shall I say, oh, that's funny, I didn't want to open. Maybe it's because it's the zipped folder. There's a sheet. Let me do it quickly. Let me know we get it done. Data tab. Get data from a database access on my desktop. We're going to go find the Power Tools file. And we're going to import a sheet into Excel. Desktop. Let's see. Mock test 1. There we go. And import. Now a little sheet is going to open a menu. I was trying to establish a connection. Just give it a couple of seconds. And this menu appears. I click on the product detail sheet. They want me to take this sheet, which is in my Access file. And as you can see, my Access file is closed, it's not open. Otherwise, this whole process won't work. And they want me to load this and convert it or import it into my Excel sheet over here. And I click on load and wait a couple of seconds. And there it is. There it is. We just imported that sheet into in a new sheet in our Excel. This is exactly like your exam. They want me to rename the sheet instead of product details. They want me to call it. Let's see what they want me to call it. Power Tool Details. Right click, rename. Instead of product, Power Tool Details. And they want me to move the sheet so that it's between the Power Tool sheet and sheet 2. In other words, they want me to move it in between that two. So I keep my finger and I see there, you see that little triangle over there? I keep my left click on my finger and I move it in between there, and voila. This sheet has been moved between sheet 2 and the Power Tool sheet. There it is. So this, students, is about 65–70% of your real exam coming in the main. So we are going to do this in class on Monday. You're going to do this. So watch this video. And we are going to try and do this in an hour. I did mine in about half an hour, 40 minutes. Save. From 10:30 till 11. And there's that. There's that. And we're going to test ourselves. So you're going to come into class, get ready, download your files and start. And I'm going to walk around and see, wait, not there, that, there. That type of things. That will be Monday and Tuesday. All right. And obviously, if there's any other questions in your group assignment, I will be there to sort those type of things out. Let's see how next week look. All right. And save. And obviously, you zip the file and compress everything. And you make sure all your files are closed. And you zip that file with your answer sheet. You're going to rename it as what? June exam, or shall I say surname, stud number, June exam, or June paper A or B 2026. And obviously your group A, B, or C, whatever group you're in. I click away, I take the 2 files, I zip compress it, and I upload to the link on Blackboard. And that's a wrap, students. That is, in a nutshell, your mock test. And you're going to do the same test in class on Monday and Tuesday. And then I will upload. Obviously, over the weekend, the tutors will do this mock test with you again. And I will give the solutions in study leave week, and I will upload mock test 2 as well. Minimize, and there is mock test 2. Similar to this test. So you're going to have 2 mock tests to prepare for the June exams and exit. Right, my students, if there's no questions, let me know, because I just need to run quickly and sort out something. So if there's any questions, let me know, guys. Then we can call it a day and I can stop the recording. Anything? Nothing in the chat box? So watch the videos, people. You won't go wrong. Follow the steps. Follow the steps. Is that it, students? We can call it a day? If there's no questions? So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, there's a thumbs up. Everybody's all good. Okay, Koza, I see you called. There's 2. Oh, Koza, and is it given? Thank you, guys. Thank you for acknowledging. So watch the videos and watch this video. I will upload it a little bit later. And I will convert it to YouTube for you. And you guys will be fine. You guys can leave. Call it a day. Be good. Stay safe. All right. And I'm going to stop the recording. And stop the